Hello, welcome back to my channel, or if you're new here, welcome. My name is Christine. I like to read dark and disturbing things, and I do like to get book mail. Today we're going to be doing not one, but 2 book subscription unboxings. Let's check it out. If you've been following my channel for any amount of time, you know that I love my book box subscriptions, especially Nightworms. They have been with me since the beginning of my book subscription journey, pretty much, or I have been with them, I should say. They are a horror-based book box subscription, but I've opened a few times on my channel my Aardvark book club, and they're a little bit newer to me. I've had them on and off throughout probably the last year or so, and I'm not very good at promoting myself and letting you guys know to check the description down below, because I usually have a lot of links and things like that, so you could follow me on Instagram or Goodreads, that kind of thing. But I do currently have a code for Aardvark Book Box if you are interested. So Aardvark Book Box is a monthly subscription. It is $17.99 US per month. You can add an additional book each month for $9.99. So you really can get some good deals on some new releases in hardcover. You can also skip if you're not into any of the selection, so nothing is a surprise. It is completely up to you. I am currently affiliated with them in their affiliate program, at least for the next few months, where you can use my code Kritz if you are in the US, and if you are new to Aardvark Book Box, you can get your first book for $4 with free shipping. A brand new book for $4 is a pretty awesome deal. So I'm going to open mine up and let's see what I picked for the month. All right, here we go. So on top, we have a little postcard, and it shows all of the new releases that you could have picked. And there is usually a little challenge on the back of that. You also get a bookmark for each book you pick. So you could tell I picked 3 books this time, and it's like opposite colors. And look at the little Aardvark, isn't he cute? And the reason they picked Aardvark is because Aardvark is the first word in the dictionary, since it starts with 2 A's. This first selection will come to no surprise to anyone that's been following my channel. I've actually already read this book. I read an arc of it, but you know, I needed a copy of it. I Was a Teenage Slasher by Stephen Graham Jones. I absolutely love this book. I love Stephen Graham Jones, so I had to have a copy. And so they always have like a little Aardvark symbol there. And their hardcovers are really like this, I don't know how to describe it, like a buttery matte finish to it. Ooh, it's shiny. I like it. I feel like I could just pet this. Okay, but I won't. I've already read this, so I'm going to leave a link to my review on this book down below, instead of just reading the synopsis to you. But it is a coming-of-age story that takes place in Texas, and obviously he was a teenage slasher. I know that doesn't do it justice, but click the link below if you want to hear more about it. Next, I picked an add-on that I saw last month and I was interested in it, and it's called Perfume and Pain by Anna Dorn. It says, her bad behavior just got worse. Ooh, I like watermelon stuff. I love this watermelon combo, and we have the shininess on here. Let me read the synopsis for you because I don't remember. I just remember being interested in it, and that's usually what happens, and then I go in blind. But here we go. Mid-list and freshly canceled novelist Astrid Dahl finds herself back in Sapphic Scribes, the Zoom writers group that she co-founded before she was published. A fate worse than death. It almost feels like nothing will get her writing again, not even her love of perfume. But she temporarily forgets all that by throwing herself into a few sexy distractions. First, there's Ivy, a PhD student researching 1950s lesbian pulp fiction, and then Penelope, a nosy neighbor living off Urban Outfitters settlement money. When actress and influencer Kat Gold wants to adapt Astrid's previous novel for TV, Astrid finally has a chance to resurrect her waning career. But the pressure causes her worst vice to rear its head: the Patricia Highsmith, a blend of amphetamines, alcohol, and cigarettes that causes blackouts and disturbing series of events. Astrid Dahl's bad behavior just got worse. I don't believe that's what I read that made me so interested in this book. It must have been the comments. So I think that this is just going to be some kind of weird lit girls behaving badly type stuff. We will see. And the last book I chose was something that was really out of my comfort zone because I would like to give more genres a chance. I've never been a sci-fi person, but I thought this sounded interesting. This was The Stardust Grail by, I'm going to say this wrong, by Yumi Kitase. Sorry about that. Let's see what our hardcover looks like. I like that combo as well. This one doesn't have such a big font there. And this one says, Maya Hashimoto was once the best thief in the galaxy. For 10 years, she returned stolen artifacts to alien civilizations until a disastrous job forced her into hiding. Now she just wants to enjoy the quiet life as a graduate student of xenoanthropology, but she's haunted by persistent and disturbing visions of the future. Then an old friend comes to her with a job she can't refuse. Find a powerful object that could save an alien species from extinction. Except no one's seen it in living memory, and they aren't the only ones hunting for it. Maya sets out on breakneck quest through the universe teeming with strange life and ancient ruins. But the further she goes, the more her visions cast a dark shadow over her team of friends, new and old. Someone will betray her along the way. Worst yet, in choosing to save one species, she may condemn humanity and Earth itself. That sounds very interesting to me, even though I don't know if I've ever even read a pure sci-fi book. Like sometimes it's been like a sci-fi horror crossover. I have had luck in the past with video games, and if a sci-fi story has a good enough story that I can connect to, like I guess human story that I can connect to, then it works for me. I also really love Guardians of the Galaxy, which this kind of reminds me of that as far as like looking for these artifact type things. It's got tentacles on the front. You can't go wrong with tentacles, can you? Anyway, this one sounds really interesting to me, and I hope I'm into it. I hope that I can start to explore possibly a genre that I've never really given a chance. So these were my 3 picks for July for Aardvark Book Box. This is excellent. If you haven't read it, you should pick it up. All right, now let's open the Nightworms package. I do know the book that is in here because I have also already read this book, but I did want to get a copy of it for my shelf since I read it as an ARC. I forget what the second book is though. And funny enough, I do know the book that will be in August package. However, I do have that book as an ARC, and I decided just to not read it and wait until I get the actual copy, and then I will read it and review it. In case you are not familiar, there usually are 2 books in a Nightworms package. There's usually a hardcover and generally a paperback or a novella, that type of thing. And there will often be a few little items like stickers, bookmarks, sometimes coffee or a drink. So let's see what we have. Let's open our little side package first. All right, we have a magnet. We have a sticker, and they usually do have a large sticker, which is cool, like for if you have a Kindle and you have like that clear case and you want to put stuff on the back. I would love to see, I've heard someone else mention maybe some smaller stickers would be cool, like ones that are smaller for like reading journals. And another sticker, I like that. Like I said, can't go wrong with tentacles. We do have a sign book plate here, but it looks like only one, unless I'm missing. I only see one, so usually there is one for each. All right, the theme for this month is strange and unusual. And I have to love a good eyeball. Oh, it's got, I could see it better in the camera, but it's got like, can you tell I've had coffee the way I'm shaking? It's got little shapes in there of tools. And we did get this looks like a small package of cold brew coffee from Chill Bill. Which is good to have some cold brew this time of year. All right, let's get to the books. I'm going to take out the one that's their main book and the one that I knew was going to be there. And that is The Eyes Are the Best Part by Monica Kim. Ooh, I like how it's a glossy eyeball. Hadn't actually seen this book in person yet, so I do like how this is kind of a matte finish, but then this has that shine to it. I have already read this, and this was one of my favorite books of the year so far, and I will link that review down below as well. Highly recommend this. I will quickly say this is about a Korean American girl who is going through a lot of changes in her life with her family situation, and we find her slowly slipping into madness and becomes quite obsessed with wanting to eat an eyeball or eat eyeballs, especially blue eyeballs. And there's a whole backstory over why she's kind of losing it. So I will let you see that for yourself in the link to my review. But I really enjoyed this book. This was a great one. And the next book is Your Utopia Stories by Bora Chung. Ooh, it has these edges. I always forget what they're called. Deckled edges? Beveled edges? Something. I like how it feels though. Let's see what this one says. From the acclaimed author and translator of Cursed Bunny, a fresh, uncanny, and utterly profound collection of stories set in near and distant futures that reflect our deepest fears and deepest desires. So this is a short story collection, which I have to admit is not always my favorite. This cover does have me interested though. It's kind of got a trippy background there. Bora Chung's inimitable blend of horror, absurdity, and dark humor reaches its peak in these tales of loss and discovery, dystopia and idealism, death and immortality. In a thrilling translation by the acclaimed Anton Hur, readers will experience a variety of possible fates for humanity, from total demise via disease, whose only symptom is casual cannibalism, to a world in which even dreams can be monitored and used to convict people of crimes. In the Center of Immortality Research, a low-level employee runs herself ragged planning a fancy gala for donors, only to be blamed for the chaos that ensues during the event in front of mysterious celebrity benefactors hoping to live forever. In A Song for Sleep, an AI elevator in an apartment complex develops a tender one-sided love for an elderly resident. Seed traverses the final frontier of capitalism's destruction of the planet, but nature always creeps back to life. If you haven't experienced the fruit of Chung's singular imagination, your utopia is waiting. This one actually sounds very interesting to me, especially since I wanted to get into more kind of sci-fi stories, and this seems like a blend of sci-fi horror, which is probably perfect for me. So highly recommend Monica Kim's The Eyes Are the Best Part. And I am interested to get to this, even if it is a short stories, and short stories don't always work for me. I find it hard to finish collections because I'll start to read it and then I get distracted and then I never go back and finish it. But that's a me problem. So I am interested to try something new. Oh, and the book plate does look like it was Monica Kim. Let's let it focus. For The Eyes Are the Best Part. So that's perfect. All right, that is all I have for my July book subscriptions. If you are new to Aardvark Book Box and you would like to give it a try, you can use that code. You still can pick any of these books, or there's other choices as well for the month of July. My code will also work next month in August. And again, that's Kritz Read for $4 on your very first box. If you've made it this far in the video, how about you leave me either a robot emoji or an eyeball emoji? Or both. I just like to see who's here, even if you don't have anything to say. It's a way for me to say hi and see who's here. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Stay spooky.